Welcome to Mac Knowledge Hub.
Why MCQs? According to research, MCQs are 200% more effective for memory than passive learning. At Mac Knowledge Hub, we turn facts into fun challenges, so you learn faster and remember longer. Don't miss out. Hit subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's unlock knowledge.
Hello learners. Get ready for the Ultimate Continents Quiz, 25 fun and tricky GK questions about our amazing world. You'll have 10 seconds to answer each question. Think fast, choose wisely, and test your geography skills. Pause if you need more time. Good luck. Let's begin. Which continent has the highest number of landlocked countries? Correct answer is Africa. Fun fact: Africa has 16 landlocked countries, including Ethiopia, Zambia, and Botswana. Which continent is home to the world's deepest lake, Lake Baikal? Correct answer is Asia. Fun fact: Lake Baikal contains roughly 20% of the world's unfrozen surface freshwater and is over 25 million years old. Which continent contains the world's largest hot desert, the Sahara? Correct answer is Africa. Fun fact: the Sahara is nearly as large as the United States and expands and contracts seasonally. Which continent is surrounded by oceans on all sides and has no land borders with any other continent? Correct answer is Australia. Fun fact: Australia is often called an island continent because it stands alone. The Great Victoria Desert, the largest desert in Australia, is located primarily in which two Australian states? Correct answer is South Australia and Western Australia. Fun fact: it covers over 348,000 square kilometers and is an area of protected wilderness. Which European country has territories in South America? Correct answer is France. Fun fact: French Guiana, an overseas department of France, is located on the northeastern coast of South America. Which continent has the world's longest coastline? Correct answer is Asia. Fun fact: Asia's coastline is approximately 62,800 kilometers long, including the many islands of Indonesia, Japan, and the Philippines. Which continent has no confirmed active volcanoes on its mainland? Correct answer is Australia. Fun fact: Australia is completely surrounded by ocean, separated from Asia by the Wallace Line and deep ocean trenches. The Amazon rainforest is primarily located on which continent? Correct answer is South America. Fun fact: it produces about 20% of the world's oxygen. Which continent is the smallest by land area? Correct answer is Australia. Fun fact: Australia is also considered the largest island. Which continent contains the most countries? Correct answer is Africa. Fun fact: Africa has 54 recognized sovereign nations. If it is winter in Europe, what season is it in Australia? Correct answer is summer. Fun fact: Australia lies in the southern hemisphere. Which continent is home to Mount Everest? Correct answer is Asia. Fun fact: Everest lies in the Himalayas between Nepal and China. Which continent has no permanent human residence? Correct answer is Antarctica. Fun fact: only scientists stay there temporarily. Which continent is the second largest by land area? Correct answer is Africa. Fun fact: Africa covers about 30.4 million square kilometers. Which continent has the world's largest population? Correct answer is Asia. Fun fact: over half of the world's population lives in Asia. Which continent has the longest river? Correct answer is Africa. Fun fact: the Nile River in Africa is the world's longest river. Which continent is separated from Asia by the Ural Mountains? Correct answer is Europe. Fun fact: the Urals form part of the Europe-Asia boundary. Which continent includes the country of Egypt? Correct answer is Africa. Fun fact: Egypt spans Africa and Asia via the Sinai Peninsula. Which continent has the world's largest freshwater lake, Lake Superior? Correct answer is North America. Fun fact: Lake Superior is part of the Great Lakes. If a scientist is standing at the South Pole, on which continent are they located? Correct answer is Antarctica. Fun fact: the South Pole lies on a thick ice sheet about 2,800 meters above sea level. Which continent is home to the Amazon River, the largest river by volume? Correct answer is South America. Fun fact: the Amazon discharges more water than any other river. Which continent contains the Gobi Desert? Correct answer is Asia. Fun fact: the Gobi spans Mongolia and China. Which continent is larger, Africa or North America? Correct answer is Africa. Fun fact: Africa is about 30.3 million square kilometers. Greenland is geographically part of which continent? Correct answer is North America. Fun fact: politically linked to Denmark, but geographically North American. Which continent includes both the equator and the prime meridian? Alright learners, here's a special challenge just for you. We're not going to reveal the answer to this one. Drop your answer in the comments below, and don't just write the letter, tell us why you chose it. Thank you for watching our Continents GK challenge on MAQK Knowledge Hub. We hope you learned something new about our fascinating planet. Stay tuned for more educational quizzes covering geography, science, and general knowledge. Please like, share, and subscribe to support our channel.